All right, good afternoon, traders. Today is January 10th, 2025. My name is John Kerrigan. I moderate the BYOB Trading Room. We are a day trading service for hit and run candlesticks. So, hey, let's go take a look at some charts. I'm going to shoot off the, here's the SPY game plan for Monday right here. If you want to take a peek at that, you can probably stop the video and you can see the numbers there. All right, and then this is the QQQ game plan for Monday, and I'll just pull this over, pull that over right there. So you see there's the QQQ game plan for Monday, and that's the pivot right there. All right, let's go take a look at some charts. All right, let's start with SPY. All right, SPY, we've got the faster moving average, which is the 3 EMA underneath, and the candlesticks underneath the white 8 EMA and the red dots, okay, falling red dots. So that's a 10-minute downtrend coming into the close. All right, we're on the 10-minute chart, 10-minute downtrend coming into the close. Notice price and the 3 are underneath the other two, the white line and the red dots. So that's a 10-minute downtrend. On the 2-hour, same thing happening on the 2-hour. We've got the candlesticks and the thin yellow line underneath the white thin line and the red dots again. So we have a 2-hour downtrend coming into the close. On the daily chart, we made a lower low. So we made a lower high and a lower low. That's a downtrend coming into the close there on the daily time frame. I'm going to pick up a cleaner one right here. All right, so there's a cleaner one so you can see the candlesticks and the 3 underneath the dots and the white line right there. All right, so price action showing head and shoulders on quite a few of these indexes, by the way. All of the Fab 5 are in downtrends. That's the QQQ, the SPY, Diamond Dow, IWM, which is the Russell 2000, and then the FNGU, which is our last one. That's we call that the big boy market mover. All right, so here's SPY on the daily chart. Again, we got a triple bottom here. We could get surprised on Monday with a rip to the upside, okay? This might not be a significant lower low, and you could see a triple bottom here, right? Just like we had the triple top that sent us packing to the downside. It's highly possible, okay, just saying, that we could get a rip to the upside with this triple bottom right here. We'll see what happens, all right? It'd be interesting. It'd have to be some really good economic events, I think, to probably inspire something like that. But it is a triple bottom, technically set up to rip on Monday, maybe even gap up. It could even gap up over all of this. We'll see what happens, okay? We'll see what they got in store for us. But we got ourselves a triple bottom, and chances are there is a possibility it goes up. We are in a downtrend, but there is that remote possibility that they rip it all the way back up there, okay? Just warning you, all right? Because we're at the neckline of the head and shoulders pattern, all right? This would be the head. That would be the right shoulder. That would be the left shoulder. We're looking for the right shoulder we're looking for the right arm to extend down here where the left arm left off right down there. So that would be our target down there where the left arm or that breakup candle low right there, okay? About 570.73, which kind of fits right into the scheme of things. If you look at the 10-day ATR, it's about $8.54. All right, and where you got down as low as 578.78. All right, so that takes us pretty darn close to the breakup candle low right there. All right, which is 570.61. All right, so we'll see what happens. All right, so there's SPY. SPY still in a daily downtrend. But if we go out to September or August and we put the quad lines in, I think you'll see that we're still in the upper third. We'll see here. Yeah, we're still hanging out in the upper third. So there is still, it's gone up and gave it up, all right? But because it's up here, this is the location of that, from this low up to this high, we're still neutral bullish up here, hanging out in the upper third. It's pretty good, all right? We'll see what they want to do on Monday. If they want to come down here and visit that breakup candle low, all right, we'll see what happens. Remember, this breakup candle low was the igniting 4-day MMRP last time. 4 days up, 4 days right, 4 days test, and then we had our move up to our all-time high just from this MMRP right here. Okay, notice price was coming down with these red candles, and then we had an igniting move to the upside on the daily chart, and then we had our 4-day MMRP. That was a bullish MMRP up there. All right, so that's SPY. Let's go take a look at QQQ. I gave you guys the game plan earlier. All right, and then we'll review some trades before we take off. You can see QQQ dug out a lower low. It hasn't been down there in a while. All right, QQQ also in a downtrend, making a lower high and a lower low. QQQ, let's take a look at that. I think that's in the upper third as well, upper quadrant. I'm pretty sure, yeah, it's in the upper third. You can see price action closing right here. So price action closed for SPY right around 580. All right, and you can see QQQ still hanging out in the upper third, so neutral bullish. Okay, again, moving up and giving it up is just neutral. All right, but when you move it up, you go up and then you pull back deeper than what you moved up, then you got yourselves a bearish trend or a bearish bias. At least it is for me. All right, so there's QQQ still in a daily downtrend. All right, let's take a look at IWM. This is the Russell 2000. Again, here we got moving up and giving it up. Okay, we can look at this from here. You can see price action is not up in quadrant 4, not up in the upper third. It's actually underneath the midpoint here. Okay, so this is just neutral right here. Neutral and kind of leaning bearish because we're underneath the midpoint here. So we've lost over 50% of what we of our move up from here all the way up to there. So price action, you can see here, lower high, lower low, closing under the trap, underneath the falling 17, underneath the all-time high anchored VWAP, and actually right today underneath the midpoint right there. All right, so there's IWM. Let's take a look at Diamond Dow. All right, Diamond Dow, same deal, moving up, giving it up here on Diamond Dow. Lower high, lower low, closing under the trap, okay? Under the falling 17, under the all-time high anchored VWAPs, back at the midpoint, just kind of moving up, giving it up, just kind of neutral right here. It can always head back up, just saying. Okay, there's a possibility for it to head back up. All right, so this could be a triple bottom as well, with this being the bottom, this one being the bottom, and this one being the bottom. 1, 2, 3 could find themselves going back up. Again, another head and shoulders showing in almost all the indices. There's your blockhead right there. Okay, right shoulder right there, left shoulder right there. Okay, so see how low Diamond Dow wants to go. Next one, FNGU. All right, FNGU. Notice FNGU up in the upper third still. Nice look for that. Okay, moving up, giving up part of it. All right, so neutral bullish up here. Okay, not in the upper quadrant. Underneath this downtrend line, FNGU. Oh, my nose is plugged up. All right. FNGU is lower high, lower low, closing under the trap, under the 17. That's a flat 17 as opposed to a falling 17 and underneath the downtrend line there. So FNGU neutral bullish up there, but still in a downtrend because they made a lower low. All right. Daily downtrend. They're still in a daily downtrend right there. Okay, they could have put in some big candles, but notice there's still some bullishness left here because they didn't put in big candles. Here's a big candle right there. They're capable of doing it if they want to sell off. All right, so we didn't get that. All right, but we didn't get a big candle either telling us it's the end of the move. So we'll see what happens here with FNGU. Could be some more downside next week. We'll see. All right, so there's FNGU. Let's take a look at our technicals. T2122. We just hung out in the sell zone all day today. You can see it just kind of meandering and, wandering into the oversold zone a few times. But all in all, on the 15-minute chart, we spent the day in the sell zone selling almost all day. All right, this is the seller's chop zone, buyer's chop zone. All right, right here. And then we got a buy zone up here. All right. So that was T2122. So I got to imagine that T2123 probably headed down towards, yes, it is, T2123. Okay, so here we are again. I said this early this morning that, when we don't fill these bearish gaps, all right, I'm just saying, that's a couple points for the bears, all right? Because if the bulls can't fill these bearish gaps, and here we got another one, all right? If they go all day and they don't fill it, well, that's I'm going to be bearish bias. I'm going to look at price action, but I'm going to have a bearish bias the following day, just for the fact that they couldn't close the gap right there. Okay, so again, we got ourselves another bearish gap. All right, so 2 in a row here. All right, and you can see price action came all the way down to this is a prior all-time high right there, and I'll be curious to see if they find support on that. And there's a possibility that they find support on that due to the fact that you see that triple bottom in the SPY. You're seeing some triple bottoms in some of the indexes, and I wouldn't be surprised if this provides support maybe after a rubber band candle. I don't know if we're going to get one of those, but we could see a rubber band candle and then a rip to the upside. Just be ready for that. That could happen. All right, but you can see price having a lot of separation here, not quite as much as this, underneath this 200 SMA on the 15-minute chart. So there's T2123. Now we're going to look at the same chart. It's the same product, but we look at it on the three bar time frame. Okay, that's the whole trading day broken up into 3 equal segments of 130 minutes. And you can see bear flag just like there was up here on the 15-minute chart. Still got that. You can see on the 3-bar chart, we have a flat 200 SMA, or as opposed to the 15, we have a falling 200 SMA. Now, on the 3-bar chart, we have a falling 17 EMA right here, with a whole lot of space opening up between the price candles and the 17 and the 200 SMA right there. I don't know that they're going to get this much space, all right, under here. I think they'll probably have a bounce, maybe some. We are into support. See right here, we're into some support. I don't know when the bulls are going to show up, but I would give it one more day, rubber band candle down to the downside, and then look for bulls to start showing up on the smaller time frames. Everything starts on a smaller time frame, usually a 5, then it goes to a 10, then a 15, and then it just starts ramping up. And pretty soon you got yourselves a 1 hour uptrend, then a 2 hour uptrend. Before you know it, you got a daily uptrend. Okay, so there's T2123. This would be an area where I would look for price action to start reversing. So we'll see what happens. Monday's going to be interesting. Got some earnings coming out, but the bad news is some of those, we had some banks that were supposed to report this morning, and I think they just called it off due to, I don't know, maybe the market being closed on Thursday. So there wasn't enough time to set up their market makers to, make money off of us. So we'll see what happens. All right. So I guess they'll probably push it back a week so they can set up the chart so they can make some money off of us. All right. So there's FN. Let's go take a look at FNGU. Triple top on the FNGU. Got a 1-2 multiple test of this bottom little breakdown. Didn't go far. And then we got kind of pushed back up. So possible higher low right here on the 15. Possible second higher low right here on the 15. So we could still see that rally Monday. We'll see what happens, all right? 15-minute chart. You can see selling from the beginning of the day. Then a pullback way over VWAP. Totally unexpected there. Look at that. That's way past. That's not normal. All right. Usually price gets under VWAP and then it usually winds up getting back to VWAP and kind of just trading right around it. You never get this much where a rubber band candle breaks on the 15-minute chart like that much. That hardly ever happens. So that could be a clue for Monday. The fact that the 15-minute rubber band candle did not hold, but I'll bet the hourly did. All right, so we'll see what happens. All right, again, a little bit of bouncing, and then of course, then they faded it right back at the end of the day, right here, back down under VWAP. All right, get all this going up and over VWAP. That's some choppy price action. I like it when it stays like over VWAP, and it's I got to run, and the whole run stays over VWAP. I don't like this kind of chop. It makes for a horrible trading day for the SPY. All right, so there's FNGU. Let's take a look at energy. All right, so here's XLE. All right, okay. It's going to be scary. All right, it doesn't look like any of the other charts. Okay, XLE, this is our energy sector. Look at that dip down to quadrant 1. Okay, but look at this. It's not in a daily uptrend. It won't be in a daily uptrend until it takes out that high. Okay, but I did mention this morning there's a chance price action makes a visit up to this all-time high anchored VWAP right there. Okay, so we came close to it right there. Maybe tomorrow we spike, Monday we spike it. We'll see. Okay, price action is in a downtrend, but no longer moving down. All right, that's good news for the XLE. They were in quadrant 1, and look, they were in the lower third, and you can see they moved out of the quadrant 1, out of the lower third, and they started wrestling with this all-time high anchored VWAP and the midpoint right here. I'll drag that out. You can see the midpoint on the dotted dash right there. So they started, making some attacks on that area right there. So XLE looking good. Look at this RSI on the daily chart. Is that ramped up or what? All right. So they're really working that. Okay. But I would expect a spike of this and then a higher low, and then I would look for them to make a higher high. Now, I would look for them to make a lower high, all right, after spiking this. And then I would look for them to possibly find maybe back here at trend line, maybe back here at some minor support right there, a J hook off of support. Hopefully they can find some of the resistance that they've gone through, they can find support in that, and maybe they J hook, create the higher low, and then come back up through and attack that lower high to create an uptrend. So this is XLE. Okay, now by the way, okay, let's take a look at UNG. The UNG is in a Really nice uptrend, okay? Look at UNG coming out of quadrant 1 all the way up here into quadrant 4. Nice candle on UNG today. Look at that. Higher low, higher high, closing over the trap, over the 17. No wonder energy's moving up. Look at this price action for UNG, all right? So UNG in an uptrend, making higher lows and higher highs, okay? That's UNG. USO doing the same thing, okay? Look at that. USO just popping the top. This top was down here. You got to think, if we take that off, here's the top, and they just blew off the lid right there. Nice work for USO. Higher low, higher high. Getting a little hot. Time to cool off, okay? I like this, all right, but I like to see it cool off for a week, maybe 2 weeks. Hold some higher ground. I like this hold. All right, I'd like to see a little bit longer hold up here in quadrant 4. Maybe do some battleground on this peak right here. Hold that higher ground up over this. See these peaks here? This peak, this peak, this peak, and this peak. Like to see some consolidation up here. Okay, again, consolidation over prior consolidation. That's bullish in my eyes. So I see consolidation over prior consolidation. So that would be the upper third. Okay, if I saw consolidation over prior consolidation, look at all this consolidation here. That would be bullish for me. So like I said, like to see it cool off a little bit. That's a little too hot. All right, like to see it kind of consolidate now. Okay, just take a couple weeks, even a month, and just chill out and just consolidate up there. That would be nice. So there's USO, very bullish. UNG, same deal. XLE is bullish, acting bullish right now, but it's coming off of a really steep pullback. All right, let's take a look at some precious metals. Gold and silver both in downtrends. Gold looking a little bit more healthy than silver. Here we are with gold popping up right back up into quadrant 4 here. Got a series of little higher low candles and got a pop up out of this box area down here. Notice gold up over the prior all-time high anchored VWAP. They have to take out this high in order to negate the downtrend that they're in. All right, they got to take out the high. They're coming close. They're flirting with it right now. All right, price action, higher low, higher high, closing over the trap, over the all-time high anchored VWAP, up in quadrant 4, and over the 17 EMA there. Okay, so gold looking a little bit stronger than silver. We'll go take a look at silver. Silver kind of putting in the same candle, but not in the same space. Remember, gold was up here. Silver is still down here in quadrant 2. Okay, higher low, higher high, closing over the bullish trap, over a flat 17 there, but underneath a midpoint, underneath a couple of 12-year high anchored VWAPs right there. Silver trying to find its way out. Remember, look at silver. Silver's been consolidating under prior consolidation. See that? Try it one more time. All right, see that? For the most part, silver's been consolidating under prior consolidation. That's a bearish outlook. All right, now if they can bust out and start closing candles up here over those 12-year high anchored VWAPs, that would be interesting, okay? And then I'd look at silver in a different way. Right now, gold would probably be my favorite to trade between the two precious metals. So there's silver still in a downtrend, okay, just like gold, all right? Gold looking a little bit healthier than silver. Let's take a look at a few sectors, then we're going to call it a day, start our weekend. Oh, yeah, I got to go see some trades, show you some trades we did today, okay? SMH, lower high, lower low, still in an uptrend. If they pop this low, they will become in a downtrend right here. If they pop that low, they're in a downtrend. SMH is their semiconductor sector, all right? Okay, over the all-time high anchored VWAP, consolidating in the upper third, almost the upper quadrant there. Looking good, just neutral bullish, all right? Just been in a, looked like a 4-month consolidation here up in quadrant 4 or up over this all-time high anchored VWAP. Just can't seem to break free of this box that price action's in. So neutral bullish up here on SMH. Take a look at XLK. Okay, so here's XLK up here, neutral bullish as well. Again, price action in the upper third, upper quadrant. Price action in a, well, technically, they're in a downtrend, all right, because they made a lower low here and a lower high. But look at the location. They are not far off of their all-time highs, which are right up here. Okay, they're only like $11, $12 away. Okay, so this is still neutral bullish, but they are in a daily downtrend. They're just not popping new highs. Look at how many times they've been up there. Once, twice, three times, 4, 5, 6 times, several times. Been up there trying to pop a new high. Just couldn't seem to get it done. All right, so there's XLK. I guess maybe we need some really good news, like some earnings coming out. We'll see what happens. So there's XLK. Take a look at XLF. XLF is in an uptrend still. Okay, XLF took out that low right there, possible downtrend. XLF moving up, giving it up. If it takes out this low, it's going to be in a bona fide downtrend. This is just a pullback here. But that really looks like it's starting a downtrend right there. All right, price action, lower high, lower low, closing under the trap. Under a falling 17, under the all-time high anchored VWAP, making contact with the breakup candle low anchored VWAP down here. All right, so we'll see if we can get a bounce, and they're right on top of, guess what, minor support right here. All right, they are still consolidating. They're over this consolidation right here, okay? So let's try it again. So they're over this consolidation. Notice this. Okay, that's above all of that. But they're under, all right, all of this, all right here. Okay. So they're in between two consolidation bricks. Okay, you got one brick here. You got another brick there. And probably what's going to happen when you gap up like that. Okay, so here we are consolidating in the middle because they didn't fill this in. All right, you notice price action's coming back now and has to fill it in. All right, so XLF still bullish up here over the midpoint, just neutral bullish, moving up, giving it up, making a lower low. Darn near entering downtrend status right there, okay, on XLF, making a lower low than this pivot down here. All right, so let's go take a look at a few other sectors. Here's XLI, is our industrials, in a downtrend as well. You can see they took out this low and this low, so they're in a downtrend. Flirting with the midpoint here, just moving up, giving it up, just neutral right now on XLI. XLU, same thing, in a downtrend. XLU moving up and giving it up. See right here from the midpoint, moving up, giving it up. All right, so just neutral right here. Again, they're in a downtrend. They broke this low and this low right here. That put them in a downtrend. You can see price action. A lot of red days there. Look at that. That's a lot of selling all in a row. All right, price action leaning on the midpoint here. Okay, and caught underneath the all-time high anchored VWAP and the falling 17 EMA. Take a look at two more sectors. XRT, okay, again, just like XLF, making lower lows. Okay, here's a low, consolidation low, and a consolidation low. And now, you know, they're in a downtrend right here. Really, the downtrend's when they break that low, but this is just a pullback. Call it either way. they're breaking these consolidation lows. All right, just beware. Call it a pullback. No matter what, it's not moving up. All right, that's the bottom line. All right, so there's XRT again making its way back towards this uptrend line. Possible bounce coming next week. We'll see. And then we've got the midpoint here coming darn near to the midpoint right in this area right there. So XRT moving up, giving most of it up again. The only thing good that I see that I like is we got all of this consolidation here is up over all of this consolidation here. Okay, but you can see they're starting to lose it by closing candles underneath here. Okay, so that's our retail sector. It was looking pretty, okay, when we were bull flagging right up here. It was looking really nice. And then we started creating consolidation under consolidation. All right, and then what do I say about that? All right, that's bearish. All right, and then what happens next? Guess what? More consolidation under prior consolidation, bearish. That's why I like to see it when price consolidates over prior consolidation, because that's bullish. All right, see how we just kind of stepped down like a string of stairs right there. XRT. Let's take a look at XIYT. This is our last one. And then we'll look at some trades. All right, IYT in a downtrend. They took out, all right, they took out this low right here. Okay, they took out that low, they took out that low, and they took out that low right there. Okay, with all of this price action. Again, just like XL, the other one, XLU, you saw that selling. Look at the number of red days in a row, all right? Just a barrage of selling. But since that low, they've kind of been floating up, drifting up, all right? But that's, make no mistake about it, that's still a bear flag, all right? All right, just even though they drift up like a little bit, it's still a bear flag. All right, so price action flirting with the midpoint here, still in a downtrend. Okay, price action hasn't, it's got to take out this high here. They'll probably spike this area, create a lower high long before they take out this high up here. Okay, so price action up over the 8 EMA for a couple days. And you can see after 3 days, we lost it right there. All right, so price action flirting with the midpoint again, okay? Again, moving up and giving it up is just neutral. So transport still in neutral ground. Need some earnings to light a fire underneath these so we can get some buyers coming in. All right, there's IYT. 4 trades today. We took them straight out of the game plan. Game plan's posted on Facebook. Game plan's posted in the room. The game plan's posted on Twitter. The game plan's posted on YouTube. It's everywhere. All right, so the game plan was this morning, we were looking at price action. All right, and we wanted, this is today's day. Okay, we had a game plan of price action below. See this valley right there? Below that valley, if you got a red candle, you could have bought some puts, all right? But the first candle was more tail than body and wick. So we had to wait for the second candle right there. We were able to buy some puts. We traded them down into this valley right here. And then we closed them out right here. They hit a target, all right? And then from here, they went back up over VWAP. And we sold the pullback, all right, back to the lows right here. Couldn't make a lower low. Guess what happened? Bulls took over and marched clear over VWAP, just like you saw on FNGU. All right, clear over VWAP, breaking rubber band candles along the way, all right, and pulled all the way back up. But guess what? They made a slightly higher high than this 5-minute high there, but all in all, they needed to get back up over 590. Notice they didn't fill any gaps today. That's a bearish gap. All right, that's not a great outlook for next week. Kind of says we might have more selling next week, the early part of next week, and then maybe we start working our way back up. But just make a note, another bearish gap that didn't get filled today. All right, and from there was a meltdown of price action right here, and you can see price get underneath VWAP, and that was it. All right, just a meltdown from here, and they pinned it to, well, 590, 580. All right, kind of said that was probably going to be the spot they'll pin it to. There's still an open gap down there that they can go ahead and fill. They didn't fill it. That's partial credit for the bears, all right, but not that much, all right, not that much. The bears did well. I mean, they took it from here down, and from here down. They did well today. I mean, they just beat the bulls on the left side, on the right side, and straight up the middle. All right, traders, that's it. Oh, those are the trades we took today. Just puts, more puts. Took some calls as price came over this peak right here. Okay? Didn't get much out of them. Did not get far enough. Kind of thought they were coming up here. All right? And never quite made it to the opening candle right there. So that was it. The calls were short-lived. Puts was the way to go today. All right? All right, that's it. All right? Looks like some folks made some money. Yes, Greg. Thanks, Greg. Thanks, everyone, for being here. Everybody have a great weekend. Enjoy your weekend. I'll see you guys on Monday, 8 o'clock. All right? You already got a picture of the game plan, so we're all set up, all right, for Monday. See you guys Monday. Everybody have a beautiful evening. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. Thank you, everybody out there in Cyberland. All right, I'm talking about Digiland, Facebook, Twitter, Rumble, YouTube, everybody. Appreciate you finding value in my content. I love that. Thank you.